Hi guys, welcome back to Sunday League Champions League. My name is Chris, aka Big Will, and today we have a home game in the Champions League against Athletic Bilbao, but we follow it up with a league game against Werder Bremen. Initially, we would have had a Hoffenheim game, but one of our other league games will move to a later date. So to keep the constant fixtures running through, I decided to just push it along by the extra match. Since you were last with us, we drew 2-2 with Union Berlin. We did rotate the side. It should have been a game we won, in all honesty, but we really struggled to get through it, and the 93rd minute equaliser from Catala allowed us to gain a point there. We beat Basel quite comfortably by 3-0. We had a 0-0 draw against Bayern Munich, so again, a good result considering the circumstances. We rotated heavily away at Paderborn and lost 3-1. It was a bit of a disappointing game, that one, to be honest. We should be winning, even with our rotated side, we should be winning that kind of match. But then in the league, a 3-0 win away against Hoffenheim, and things seem to be running pretty smoothly so far. We sat fourth in the Bundesliga, so we've got a game in hand against Stuttgart, who are ahead of us, which if we do win that game in hand, of course, which is against FC Köln, we could have an opportunity of moving above them and keeping up with the likes of Bayern Munich and Dortmund. In relation to the actual squad, we're not doing too bad at the moment. Fran Garcia is no longer unhappy at the club. He's quite happy just to continue the way things are. And finally, Dragisha Opicic has had a turnaround in his mental state and he has withdrawn his transfer request. He's finally happy at the club, and it's showing in recent performances. He has managed to score a couple of goals recently, and he has played some pretty good football. Hopefully, he will stay for the foreseeable future. Chavlina still being really heavily linked with a move as well to Liverpool. A number of Liverpool's current players are basically getting involved and trying to convince him to make that move. But it's all right that happening. But at the same time, we haven't had an actual bid for him as of yet. So we'll see how things go in the meantime. Casper Nilsson is almost back to full fitness. He's on the bench today. I don't think he'll get any game time, but he is on the bench, and hopefully he will come into the first team squad pretty soon. A little bit ahead of schedule, I might add as well. It's only the start of December, so opportunities for him in the future. Katenga and Kone are out on the African Cup of Nations, so big misses for us, but it has given the likes of Yo Martins an opportunity to play some regular football in at right back and Ornelas in the midfield as well. Pretty much the strongest lineup that we can put out today. I was tempted to put Lewis Miley on that right hand side and have Chavlina up front, but for the time being, we'll just leave it as it is, and hopefully we can get another good result today. Bilbao still struggling in their European campaign. Obviously, with the wins that we've had in our last couple of matches, we are in a much better position. So hopefully we can go out there today and do the same again. I think the youthfulness of the side is what's letting us down occasionally. But at the same time, with every year that goes by, it's another year of experience and they will improve. And we're in a position where, yes, we will need to strengthen in certain positions. But overall, we shouldn't have to do masses and masses of work in the transfer window going forward, subject to when players actually do want to stay or leave. So we'll just have to keep tabs on it. Bilbao having the attempts at goal so far, though, half an hour gone, it's 0-0. No highlights, as you've probably noticed as of yet. But Bilbao so far the better side, possession relatively even, but neither side really creating many chances. Unai Simon into Vivian. Plays it forward into Perez. And now Sansei into Williams Jr. It's a good interception that from Shearod. It's a vital one at that. And Ornelas picks it up into Eamon Carey. Now Chavlina. Back to Eamon Carey. There's a lot of space on this right-hand side. Chavlina picks it up and finds Yao Martins. Opportunity as he moves down this right-hand side. Can he get the crossing? It's on his weaker right foot, though. But he's managed to get the ball in anyway. And it's gone all the way through to Fran Garcia. And Catala tried to get the strike away. And again, it's been blocked. And Ornelas now picking it up into Martins again. And unfortunately, we couldn't get a full strike away at goal. So far, still 0-0. Not the ideal situation. Shooting not at our best so far today, but hopefully we will be able to improve. A point's probably not going to be enough looking at our last couple of Champions League matches as well, to be fair. We've got Manchester City and Tottenham, which we'll probably miss out the league game in between those games because they will be very important to our future within Europe this year. I'm not too sure how it works if you lose the playoff round, if you go into the Europa League. I'm not entirely sure how it works with this new setup. Opacic there with a very good header though, with the assist from Yao Martins, and he continues his good form since withdrawing his transfer request. It was about 2-3 games ago. So certainly positive signs from where we're concerned, and considering he was unhappy most of last season, he continued to play out of his skin. This season, bit of a slower start, but he's starting to just pick it up a little bit as we run through. There's a few players struggling for fitness as well. We'll have to manage it carefully today. Ornelas into Eamon Carey. Martins picking it up on that right-hand side. Struck it first time. It didn't go on target, unfortunately. And it remains 1-0. So we're going to have to make some changes. I mean, we've got 7, 8 players who are really struggling now. And I'm tempted to make all 5 substitutions, if I'm being truthful. Chavlin is going to come off, as is, I mean, Manny is actually okay considering he's been missing out for a while. Stupar can come on as well. I'm looking at the fullbacks at the minute. I mean, Yao Martins has had a good game, but Dressel can come on for him. And we haven't really got any other options for the left back role at the moment. So focus will turn to midfield. We've got Reitz and Degenhardt, so I think it is literally just going to have to be those two. Reitz can go into that playmaker role. Degenhardt can come on as well. And hopefully we'll have enough about us to get through this game. If not with the 3 points, then a draw. The rotation is something that I'm finding very important at the moment this season. And Luca Dressel is one of the very few benefactors from it. He's got a big opportunity to get a bit of game time with the congestion of our fixtures. Obviously, being out of the Pokal will help from our point of view in terms of our fixture list, but in the meantime, we are going to have to continue to focus in hard on the games that we do have. Here's DS picking it up just ahead of Dressel, which was unlucky. Now Ramos into Bilbao. Carey managing to intercept and finding Mania. Now Reitz back into Eamon Carey. Opportunity to move it through. Lays it back to Fran Garcia, but he's trying to get down this left-hand side, and he was closed down, but Reitz does manage to get there. That's a lovely ball over the top, and Garcia just checked his run, and Leon is looking set to clear here. He was under a bit of pressure, though, but he did well to do so anyway. And Williams Jr. over the top for Sariegi, and it's a good finish from the, I'm guessing it's the centre forward. He was certainly the furthest forward at that point, and it's actually been disallowed. So we've gotten away with that one. Luca Dressel, by the way, I quite rate him. He's a good player, but he's got no pace about him. He's not a quick player at all. And considering he's supposed to be our wing back, getting up and down, he needs pace. And it's unfortunate that he's not quicker than he is. Stupar here with a free kick, swings it in. It's just over. Unai Simon was scrambling for it, but the save was not required as we go into added time. Hein with the pass into Reitz. Now Degenhardt, that's a nice pass into Lewis Miley. Needs support and finds Degenhardt again. Can he play it through? It's just been intercepted by Ramos, and potential for a breakaway here with Williams Jr. and now Barandiaran into Bilbao, and it's off the outside of the post. It's a very, very good counter-attack by Bilbao, but again, they've just fallen short. Overall, we've just about deserved to win the game, and we have. It's been a very tough fought game, and obviously with the rotation that we had to do eventually, I think we've done quite well to come out with that result. And from that, in terms of the table, we're sat in 13th place with 2 games to go. Manchester City and Tottenham. I mean, we could, to be fair, still qualify in the top 8. Red Bull Salzburg are top of the Champions League table at the moment. I don't know what kind of fixtures they've had. But if we can, I think if we find a point against Tottenham or Manchester City, I think we'll qualify in this playoff area, which is a step further. It would be a good achievement, to be fair. So we'll have to see. how things go in the meantime with that one. Another 2.5 million in the pot, which is nice. Another bit of news is we had our transfer revenue increased again. The board wanted to increase wage budget again, which I've already actually asked them to do this year, and they did. Um, I was able to request the transfer revenue again. 70% we've got now, so it is gradually increasing, and at 70% we will be in a much better position than we were when we were, I think it was 55 previously. We've got a few days to go until the Werder Bremen game, so bear with me and I'll just get through those and then we'll come back for the Bundesliga game and hopefully we can continue our good league form. Okay then guys, here we go for the game away against Werder Bremen. They're sitting 14th in the league at the moment. We should manage to get our way through this game in all honesty, but we'll have to see how things go in the meantime. We are rotating only slightly, to be quite honest. The Manu Kone is still out on international duty, but we do have Kitenga back. And not only that, Casper Nilsson is back in the side as well. He's not fully fit as such, but he is fit enough to come into the side today. And he can play for around 45 minutes. So to be fair, I think we'll start Lewis Miley, potentially bring Casper Nilsson on later in the match just to give him that little bit of match sharpness. And hopefully then come January, he will manage to settle into a bit of a rhythm. So we go into today's game hoping for a win, basically. And looking at the Werder Bremen side, they've got one or two good players in there. We have targeted the midfielders that they have before this season, the likes of Nkili and Asugo. We've looked at potentially signing them last season, actually. And in the end, we moved on to other targets. Opicic straight away charging down this left-hand side and cutting it in to Eamon Carey. Now Ornelas, just holding on to it and finding Shirodia, who looks to try and pick a pass here. It's very rigid shape that Werder Bremen have got, but Opicic doing well with his run and finding Lewis Miley on this right-hand side. Chance to get it into the penalty area. He knocks it back to Kitenga and Ornelas into Katala, and it's a bundling effort, but Mantle doing really well, to be fair, to keep that one out. And Lewis Miley, with the resulting corner, swings it in toward the near post, and it's well headed clear, and Mantle makes the claim. Positive start, though, from our point of view. It's only been a couple of minutes into the match, and hopefully a sign of things to come going forward. Katenga here with the throw into Eamon Carey. Now Anastasov into Shirodia. Delphi Katala. And again, we're just struggling to break the lines here with those two defensive midfielders sat in front of the Werder Bremen back four. Opicic couldn't quite get past Giai, and Asugo manages to clear to Ulrich, but Anastasov intercepts and finds Eamon Carey again. Chavlina back to Delphi Katala. Now Eamon Carey, Lewis Miley, again, just not quite holding on to it, but he manages to win it back quite well. And Ornelas finds Fran Garcia, who's broken that line on this left-hand side, squares it in, and there is Chavlina. Obviously, we don't know how long he's got left at the club. If we get a big bid in for him, we may have to accept it. It's just, it is what it is. I mean, at the end of the day, we signed him for £4 million. We'll be making a lot more from him if he does leave. Release clauses at 95 million for Champions League clubs, and he could leave for more than that, to be quite honest. So we'll see what happens. Bechtold moving down the left hand side, just lays it back to Nkili, and now Mashovic. It's a good interception from Lewis Miley. Well, I say it's a good interception. It was a poor pass from the defender, and Lewis Miley is just charging into the penalty area, and that is a fantastic goal from him. He just took the game by the scruff of its neck and just kept going. It's a lovely run and a very good finish into that top corner. And I mean, he just intercepted and just kept going. He was unchallenged throughout, and there's a little bit of pressure right at the end, but he finished it superbly. I mean, he's certainly grown on me. We signed him on a free just to be a squad player, and he's certainly grown on me as time's gone on. He can play in that central midfield role, of course, as well. And with Casper Nilsson coming back into the side eventually, we've got that extra cover on that right-hand side too. So Miley will certainly be able to cover in central as well, as The ball bundles about in the penalty area. Deals had 2 shots blocked there, and in the end, we get a free kick, and there's an offside somewhere in the middle of all that. Eamon Carey here with a free kick. Lofts it in toward the far post. Catala couldn't quite get onto it. Chavlina picks it up. He's not actually in a forward role at all there, Chavlina, really. And Lewis Miley has done it again. A lovely strike. He just thundered it in with his right foot there. And half an hour gone. Well, less than half an hour gone, in fact. And we are 3-0 here. 3-0 up. Can't fault the performance so far, can we? And the fact that all the unhappiness seems to have left the team certainly seems to be helping matters. Lewis Miley again, brilliant, brilliant finish there from the edge of the penalty area. And at 3-0, it's pretty much done and dusted today. Game over. Katenga here with a throw. Eamon Carey inside to Catala, looks to loft it over for Opicic, who couldn't quite bring it down. And I just realised Ornelas challenging in there. A little bit lucky that he got away with that. It's come for Catala into Miley, and it's a good save there from Mantle. I thought he was going to get booked again there for a minute. Ornelas sat on that yellow card. Could be a change that we make at half time. There's no point in risking it at this stage now, as Edelhart finds Nkili. And now Masovic into Asugo. Foti just holding on to it and laying it out to this right-hand side, but Frangarcia intercepting well and finding Opicic. He's got the pace to beat probably most defenders if he really puts his mind to it. He's put the early cross in, and Miley almost got onto it. Mantle, in the end, committed himself to come out and claim that. That was a very good opportunity again. Chiarodia winning the header and finding Catala. Now Eamon Carey again. It's just wave after wave of attack from us here. And Miley back to Catala. Frangarcia into the penalty area. And, well, I don't know if he shot or crossed it, but either way it took a deflection and hit the post. And Werder Bremen again just about surviving. It's a good tackle there from Garcia. And it's out for a throw. We've been utterly dominant in this first half. 8 attempts on target out of our 12 shots at goal. And we're looking very, very good here at 3-0. And it could have even been more, let's be honest. We'll just say to the players to carry it on, to be honest. What more can we ask for? Mantle here with the goal kick. And we just about managed to win it back with Anastasov. Opicic picks it up and finds Chiarodia. Now Catala into Ornelas. Just holds on to it. Chance to play it forward to Chavlina, who lays it back to Anastasov. And again, we're just playing it patiently, trying to find that break in the lines as Opicic tried to make the run, but Guille managing to pick it up. The right back cutting inside, and he's lost out to Catala, and now Chavlina into Lewis Miley. Bechtold did really well actually to win the challenge. Katenga plays it forward, and Lewis Miley into the penalty area, and there is Opicic at the far post. He used his pace perfectly there, stormed inside of the wing back, and it is 4-0. And Lewis Miley, extremely good performance from him, proving very, very useful today. Katenga did well down this right-hand side, to be fair. It was a nice pass into Lewis Miley to start with. But I thought it was aiming for Chavlina, but Opicic did get there at the far post anyway. And at 4-0, we could potentially look at some changes. A 10 out of 10 so far for Lewis Miley. He's put no foot wrong today. And the goal difference will certainly be helping matters here by the looks of things. Hein into Chiarodia. And now Catala into Opicic. Chavlina, slightly heavy touch. And again, Gaye managing to do quite well. But Mantle, that was a big risk there. Chavlina almost won it off the goalkeeper. And unfortunately, it remains 4-0, but very, very close there. Miley with the delivery, and Asugo clears. Catala couldn't get onto it properly, and it ends up just petering out with half an hour to go. Garcia into Opicic. Again, we seem to be focusing a lot down that left-hand side, and yet all the damage has been done by Lewis Miley on this right-hand side. It's been quite a strange one today. Mantle into De Silva Gonçalves. Now Masovic. Nkili into Ulrich. Opportunity maybe knocking here for Werder Bremen with Foti moving down this left-hand side. Ulrich in space, and that is a poor goal to concede. Considering our dominance, we should have done a bit better there. And it's looking like it's going to be 4-1. It should be. I didn't see much wrong with that goal. And indeed, it has been awarded. We're going to stop there for a minute, and we are going to make a couple of changes. On Elas, like I say, he is on that yellow card. We're going to drop Rocco Reitz on in that position. Mania can come on for Chavlina. Stupar can come on for Opicic. And, I mean, Lewis Miley, what a performance from him. I think, to be honest, we'll just drop him back into the midfield. Katala can come off. Nilsson can come on for his first game of the season following his injury. And Martins can come on for Katenga, who is also on a yellow card. And we'll see what happens going into these last 25 minutes. It's just constant highlight after highlight today, with this game in particular, of course. Anastasov just holding on to it. Opportunity to play it down this right-hand side. He's just delaying it slightly and lays it inside to Reese. That's a nice pass into Mania. And now Lewis Miley plays it out wide to Fran Garcia, who's got support arriving in the penalty area. Decided to go for goal himself, and Mantle comfortably catching the ball. And it remains 4-1. Ulrich here with the throw for Werder Bremen into Nkili. Swings it to the far post, and Edelhart with a lovely header. I mean, it was a thundered cross from this left-hand side. Defensively, we've just switched off a little bit here. I'm going to call on the team to just focus a little bit because, like I say, we've been extremely comfortable all game. They've had 3 attempts on target and scored 2 of them. We've had 12 attempts on target, so we should have done a little bit more, in all honesty. Fran Garcia into Miley. Fran Garcia again into Stupar. Again, he had an opportunity to play the pass there. It didn't quite come off. Fran Garcia, though, into Eamon Carey. Over the top, looking for Stupar again. He would have been offside, I think, but he's won it back, and it's a good effort. Fired it in on the half volley, just over the crossbar. And Mantle here with the delivery forward. Edelhart looking to win it. We did well to keep a hold of it, to be honest. Stupar coming down this left-hand side now. Good turn of pace from him. Plays it square for Cosmin Mania. And in the end, it's another very well-worked goal. It just kind of... I mean, it kind of came out of nothing, if we're being truthful. But it was a good finish nonetheless. I mean, Stupar just picked it up there. He had 3 players around him, took it out wide. And Cosmin Mania just about found enough space. And Mantle did get a touch on it, but couldn't quite keep it out. And 5-2. Certainly an eventful match today. And is there more to come? Here is Ulrich into De Silva Gonçalves. Gaye holding on to it and laying it back to his centre-back. Now Asugo into Diale. And Gonçalves again over the top, looking for Edelhart. Ulrich is there as well. Hein just got there before him, and he just holds on to it briefly and collects his thoughts as he just lays it out to Chiarodia. Lewis Miley into Stupar. Inside to Eamon Carey, who's got a bit of space, and he's managed to nick it forward, and Casper Nilsson couldn't quite get onto it. Not seen anything of Casper Nilsson, by the way, since he came on. He's been very, very quiet. I go forward to Diale, and it's 5-3. I mean, defensively, I must admit, I'm very disappointed. We've dominated the game, and we've really looked poor at the back today, which is a bit of a, like I say, it's a bit of a concern, to be honest. I mean, they have had more attempts in the second half there to Bremen, but we should have really improved our goal difference today, and it's not happened, to be quite honest. Yes, +2 is +2, but considering that we were 3-0 up at half-time, we've actually lost 3-2 in the second half, and to be honest, it's not acceptable. We got the win, though, which is important, nonetheless, and we have shown some good signs, and we are up to 3rd in the league now, ahead of Stuttgart with a game in hand, but Dortmund still have a game in hand over us as well, so it's going to be very tight, I think, again this season. I can't imagine us catching Bayern or Dortmund, I must say, but with us, Stuttgart and FC Köln all fighting it out around the same number of points, I think Europe is certainly realistic again. Champions League, again, could be realistic. We're going to have to be extremely careful, though. Try and maintain our results. We will definitely praise Miley's performance because he was unbelievable in that match. Personally, I prefer Gavi, in all honesty. I don't know what my assistant manager's going on about. He prefers our young striker to Haaland and he prefers Lewis Miley to Gavi. I think he may need his head testing a little bit. Going ahead into tomorrow's episode, obviously we've got the winter gap as well after games against FC Köln and Dortmund. Got a friendly in there as well. We'll probably have a Champions League double header to finish off our league campaign. Manchester City away and Tottenham at home, and hopefully we can have a playoff for. I think losers going to Europa League. I'm not certain, but it's a possibility. So we'll see how things go in relation to Europe at that point. So until next time, guys, thank you very much for your support. Please like, subscribe to the channel. It is all greatly appreciated. I will see you all next time. This is Big Will, signing away.